Hello everyone. So I think we should begin now. Yeah, so let's begin. I am Mustafa. I'm the lead of GDG, UCEOU, and thank you everyone for joining the meet and participating in this GenAI study jam. Before we begin, let me briefly tell you a little bit about these study jams. Uh, I think for the people who have already redeemed their credits, they might have seen that in their Cloud Skill Boost account, they have got 309 credits. Well, basically, the GenAI Study Jam courses, it requires around 65 to 70 credits only. So even after completing these study jams, you will be left with more than 200 credits. And using those credits, I think the expiration date for those credits is next year, April. So you have got 6, 7 months. You can explore a lot many courses in the Cloud Skill Boost uh, website. There are courses like data engineering, machine learning, deep learning, and like a lot of stuff. If you go in there, you will find many amazing uh, different learning paths which you could explore. Not only that, because we have been given a very limited time to complete these study jams, which is a month, we require you all to finish the study jams as early as possible, as soon as possible. For that, what I personally would recommend you all is we will be shortly sharing with you all uh, YouTube tutorial links, which will help you to solve the labs quickly. So what I recommend is solve the labs, finish the course first. You will spend about 70 credits. And then later on, after completing the course once, if you feel like you want to go back to the labs and study everything again in detail, you might have felt you have sped through the labs for the first when you did it for the first time, then go back again and you can redeem the credits once again for the same courses and then learn it better the next time you attempt those courses. So what I recommend is, because there is this race of completing it in being in the top 80, because only the top 80 students will be getting amazing swags from Google. So I would recommend be the first one to complete the courses before anybody else does it. Already a lot of people have started doing the courses. They have a lot of people completed 2 to 3 skill badges already. It's been just 24 hours since the emails were first sent out, but I know a lot of people who completed 3 to 4 skill badges. So yeah, people already started working on these labs. The next thing is, I want people to raise their hands if they have already redeemed the credits. I just want people to see people who have redeemed the credits already. Cool. Because there were a few people who complained that they are unable to redeem the credits or they are not able to understand how to redeem it. But along with your emails, it was clearly mentioned, clearly attached a YouTube video which explained all the rules, how it should be done and everything. But fine. Yeah, so I think 50% of the people they were able to redeem the credits. Nice. For the remaining 50%, we will have a 2 minute, 3 minute presentation on how you can redeem the credits. And after that, we will be showing you how to attempt a lab, and we will be sharing with you all the YouTube tutorials to do the labs quickly and finish off really early. So that is all from my side. I think from here, Harini, who is the facilitator for GenAI study jams this year, will take over and she will explain you all how and everything should be done. So yeah, Harini, you can take over now.
Hey, hi everyone. Just a moment. Let me just share my screen so that you guys are able to see what's going on. In the meantime, just a short introduction. I'm Harini from CSC fourth year. I'm also part of the core committee from GDG, and I'll be showing you guys how to like properly redeem your credits for anybody who's been having like issues related to that. So, one second. Are you guys able to see my screen? You should be able to see a Gmail thing that says enrollment email. Just raise your hand if you're able to see it or give a thumbs up. Yeah? Okay, wonderful. So, if you did get selected for the GenAI study jams, you guys should have gotten an email that says, enrollment email, congratulations, you're now enrolled in GenAI study jams, right? So if you scroll down here, you also get a bunch of instructions that will show you how to open it. But then for those of you who didn't get it, just try and follow along with how I do it so that you guys can open it. So the first instruction, and it says it's very important, is to open your this link in incognito mode, right? So either you can open it however you want, Control Shift N, or just you can right click this and just click open link in incognito mode. And once you do, you should get this to open up, right? So it says your code and with the captcha along with it. So your code will be this entire thing. Now, just to make sure, just to let everybody know, the code is different for every single person. So once you redeem it in your account, like no one else can redeem your code. So don't be spreading your code around to other people, yeah? Now, this unique code, you have to put it here, and you should only redeem it in the account you got this email in. So I believe everybody who has made an account, a Gmail account, for the study jams, right? To which you got this email in that study jam. So make sure you redeem it only in that Gmail account. So what you can do is you just copy paste this entire thing that's given in bold in your email, and then paste it here once, right? And then you submit the captcha. Hopefully we're not failing this. Okay. Oh, come on. Okay, right. Right, and if you click submit here, once you do that, we go back to the email that's given here. Right. Is that we should now start signing into the study jam thing here. So I will do a quick sign in once. Hold on, we'll do this off screen. Okay, so now that we have signed in, you should see something that's called a tour to the Google Cloud's hands-on lab, right? So this is your introduction lab. But before we start this, you just have to make sure by clicking their profile on the top right-hand side, you should have 9 credits written here. If you don't receive the 9 credits, just let us know once. Either maybe you did a mistake in redeeming it or something's gone wrong. Just hopefully everybody who is following along with me, I hope you've gotten or received the 9 credits. If you are, just raise your hand, give a thumbs up. I don't mind if you are following along with me. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. So now that everybody has received the 9 credits, what you do is now you have to click on a tour of Google Cloud hands-on lab. So this is the introductory lab, which everybody has to do to redeem the extra 300 credits. So once you click that, then we have to wait for it to load. Okay, cool. So we'll go back to the email. So it's given that we have to complete this, and there is a little notice here that says to spend at least 6 minutes to get a score of 100 in the lab. There are people who have spent less time and still got the 100% and the 300 credits, but in the chance that you ended it early and you didn't receive the 300 credits, either you probably have to wait or just do the lab again and wait for the around 38-minute mark that's reached. So what we'll do is we'll first start the lab here, which is given on the side. And we'll go through this step by step, right? So what's given here is that it's just mainly some prerequisites, what you need to learn, little stuff like that, and how to start it off. So we already did the start part, that and it talks about what the credit system is, the timing system, that if you complete it within the lab time, you should be able to complete the lab within this time zone or within the time limit and all that, right? So now it gives you some questions so that you can understand it. It says this builds a temporary environment in Google Cloud. That would be considered the start button, right? And then when the timer reaches 0 minutes, completely 0, you will lose access to your temporary Google environment. This is true, just in case you go through, just make sure you go through all the questions and click submit for each one. Yeah. Now, some labs have tracking which scores your completion, and this is also true. In order to receive completion credits for the lab that has tracking, you must complete the required hands-on activity. This is also true. Right. So now we're going to go through the entire lab details that is given here, because we have to do that. So you have on the side, you have open Google Console, you have your username, password, and project ID. So what it says here, it says to click open Google Console. Now this will open it in a separate thing with this email and password. So make sure you copy the email and password and place it here. And then click next here. Place the password that you've got in here into that account and click next. And then click I understand. All right. So then you will get a pop-up here. Just click I agree and continue. Right, with making sure that this email that you have here is the one that's given here. Just cross-check that, make sure it's not any other account. Because when you do all these labs, you're gonna sometimes have different accounts pop up. So this is all done. We have a welcome page. Now this is another test to your understanding. And what field is not found in the left pane? The answer would be system admin. The username in the left panel, which results resembles this. This is a IMA. That's an identity. Now projects in Google Cloud. All right. So basically, what it's saying is it's asking you to look at this part here, which is project info, which will have your project name, project number, project ID. That's not really too relevant, but for the sake of the questions here, we probably should look at it. So you go down here, and it says to another multiple choice question. Now, an organizing entity for anything you build a Google product. This probably is Google Cloud project. Okay, and Quick Lab resources, which I should probably explain what that is. If you click here and you click all, you have something called Quick Lab resources. Don't click on this, by the way, but in some of the labs this might required, at least according to the instructions here. But don't click on it now. You don't need it. Just click cancel and out. Is shared with read-only all Quick Lab users, which means you cannot delete or modify it. This is, I believe, also true. Okay. And Quick Lab Resources is the project where you run all your labs. This is false because we're not running anything on this. Right. Now, navigation and service menu. Basically, it's saying to click here, and we're going to go to what is called this 3 bars on the side. Scroll down, and we'll click IAM and admin, and it says to click IAM. Right. And it's just kind of asking me, this is basically a tutorial so you guys can go through this because you need to know how to navigate all this when you do the actual labs. So this is just asking us to look through here. That's fine. And test your understanding again. This one is quick access to platform services. This is navigation menu. And basic roles set project level permissions, unless otherwise. I'm pretty sure this is also true unless I'm wrong. Okay. And provides all viewer permission plus permissions for actions that modify states, such as changing existing resources. This is editor role. So if you have here, you have different roles here, which is owner, BigQuery admin. Like as you go through the labs, they'll explain what each one is because you will have to be, doing some modification to these as part of your main lab. So if you don't understand it too much now, don't worry, when you do the labs, you will. Again, we're going down and saying to go to API services and library. So this is a checkpoint that we have to go through. So make sure you guys go through this part. So if we go to API and services, we go to library here. Right. And here it says we have to type in dialog flow. So let's type dialog flow. And you'll see something called dialog flow API. So make sure you click on this here. And you click enable API. Right. So while it enables, okay. Let's see. Okay, good. So we have it enabled already. We go back here, click library again, and go through dialog flow. And click this. We can also say something like try this API, which will just open a separate browser where you can go through it. So if you want to go through it in the future and properly read through it, that is something you can do. Right. Now, right, and because we finished this, we got 10 points. Cool. Now you click check my progress here, and if it's done, it should give you a tick mark. And also on the side, so there was some questions I got asked between why is it ticking here and not showing here. This will take some time to properly sync with each other. You just kind of keep saying check my progress, and it will give you 100%, right? So test your understanding. When you start the lab, you need to enable APIs in your project to start working. So I think by default, APIs will be enabled. This is just kind of like a debugging in case your API isn't enabled, but when you start a lab by default, they will be. Right. So, like I mentioned, we should probably wait for the timer to go down. I think it's been 6 minutes. Right, so just wait for another 30 seconds, or I guess we can just click end the lab now. Okay. So once you finish, you can end the lab, and I think it does take time to gain the 300 credits, but after this, so if you haven't, just kind of redo it or just wait for a bit. It like takes time. Oh. And you see, you will get the 309 credits here. So I hope everybody has followed along with me, or who is following along with me, you got the 309 credits at the end, because I think we've finished at least 6 minutes of it. If you have, just give a thumbs up or raise your hand so I know. If you had issues or anything, just put it in the chat, or you can turn on your mic or something, I think. Then we can answer if you did it. Cool. Everybody did get it. Right, so Mustafa, should we do like one lab right now of the main thing? If you're there. Yeah, so that. Oh, you got 100 points and your credits are still 0. Huh. Let's see. I'm assuming you did redeem it properly, right? The initial 9, I got it. Yeah. Do try and refresh it. If you did still get 0 after retrying everything, re-redeeming, and all that, just let us know so we can at least let Sad know, and then he'll put in like some ticket or something for that. That being said, yeah, afterwards, we will start doing one lab. So there was confusion on what labs we have to do, because when you go to your profile and all that, you'll have like a bunch of different learning paths and labs that will show. But the main one we have to do is the GenAI labs, right? Yep. So what we have done is that we've made on the GDG website that we've made, or at least that Sad has made specifically, we've put links to each lab that you have to do, right? So just a note, each lab that is written here, make sure you open it incognito and log in with the account that you made for the study gems, not any other account, nothing else, because these things do cost credits, and credits cost money. So in this link, I think Mustafa will share it with you guys shortly, so you guys can go through that. Each lab contains the lab link itself and a solution link or YouTube video tutorial, so that in case you're getting a little stuck on it, you guys can follow along with that. So Mustafa, you there? Give me a hello if you are.
Yeah, I have
Cool.
shared it in the group.
Cool. So should I do the first lab?
You can, if they want to see it, you can do it.
Yeah, if you guys want to see it, we will. Do
You
you
can
guys want
follow
to
the
show?
YouTube video, the thing. I think you need.
Yeah, I have the YouTube video open, so that's
Sure.
fine.
Cool.
Okay, so you will have something here, and you should just make sure you're logged in with this account once more, the one that you have 309 credits. Everything else, I think you can close it just fine. So once you finish all this, just close it normally in your browser, and we will start. I will go through this lab and start it once so that you guys know. Usually the labs with the shortcut, like with the YouTube tutorial videos and all that, they don't take too long. Even though it says 40 minutes, the actual lab will be completed in around 5-10 minutes easily. So also there is a what do you call it, 10 lab limit per day, so just keep that in mind. Right, so I'm assuming I have to click launch with 1 credit, right? Okay, now, right, so we will follow along with all this here. Okay, so the first thing we have to do is open the Google Cloud Console, like the tutorials mentioned, like the lab tutorial we just did. This will open another browser, and you have to put the email and password that is to the side here. Right, so you'll have an email and password, just make sure you copy paste that. And the same thing of I understand terms and agreements will open up. Just make sure you click I accept and I agree to all that. Right, so click I agree and continue. Now this is the first lab, which is creating a virtual machine, right? So let's go through this quickly. We click the start lab, we opened it, that's fine. Now, username and password has been entered. So we're gonna do activate Cloud Shell. So Cloud Shell would be right here. Click activate Cloud Shell. This does take time to open, and sometimes I do remember it not opening once in a while. If it doesn't, just like close all your incognito tabs and open it up again. Hopefully it does open up. Okay, cool. Wonderful. Okay, so we have it opened up properly. Now, what we do is there'll be, yeah. So we got a project ID here, and first step we have to do is copy, is this, it's just an optional step, but we'll just do it anyways, is we have to do Google Cloud and then authorize it. Okay, wonderful. So now that's been done. Right, click authorize. And we should now do Google Cloud. This command here, we again copy paste it here. And you guys can go through this slowly if you guys actually properly want to learn. If you don't, again, we've sent the video so you guys can properly do it. Right. So it says that we have to now put this command in. And this as well. So I don't know if any of you guys are following along. If you are, just, hopefully it's working out for you. If it's not, then I don't know. Navigation menu, compute engine, VM instance. Okay. Oh. And VM instance is right here. Yeah. Okay, cool. Right, so this should pop up, I think, for everybody who is doing it. And it says now we have to do something, which is create an instance. So we have create instance button right here. And there's parameters for the new instance. So I think these will be different for everybody. So just to make sure. So we have an instance name. So it says to put the name as GCE lab. So we'll put that here. Okay. And it says the region is US East 4, so US Eastern 4. And ZO is US East 4A. Right. Wonderful. Okay, scrolling down, we have series is E2. So let's scroll down. Okay, so E2 is already selected, which is wonderful for us. Machine time is 2 vCPU, 2 version CPU. So I think that's already been selected as well. Right. Yeah. Okay. This is 2, and it says here it's E2 medium 2 CPU 4GB RAM. So I think we have that opened. Yeah, okay, cool. And then we have boot disk. Go down here. Okay, now I think that's, yeah. So boot disk, I think it's supposed to be just 10 GB. It's supposed to be a balanced persistent disk OS. Okay, so I think it's all right for now. And then finally we have firewall, which is to allow HTTP traffic. So we have to click this one, right? It says HTTP. Cool. So clicking that. And we just click create. So down here we click create. And we should have this one here, right? If done properly. Take about a minute, so we'll wait. Okay, cool. So now what it says here is that it says to use SSH to connect to the VM. So we just click SSH here. And we have a new browser that popped up. And authorize. Okay, wonderful. So now this has opened up. And now we have to install this, which is our, I think, our VM. So to update this, in this new browser that we have to enter all this in. Cool. This will also take a while, depending. And install this. Cool. And as well as this. Right. So now we have to return to the Cloud Console and click the external IP link in the row of your machine. Okay. Oops, that's not it. There's our Cloud Console. Okay. Up. Okay. And right, so this external IP, we now just have to click that, it says. And once we click that, we should get a web page that's open. Oh, okay. There we go. Cool. So we got this to open, which is really good. And we also got points for it. So that is also wonderful. So let's do a check my progress on it. If proper, cool. We got the green check mark on it. So that means we did it right so far. Now, now Cloud Shell, use the G Cloud to create a new VM instance with a command line. Right, so thinking here. Okay, cool. So this says loaded. And then the next thing after that is, again, now we have to just check progress. Got another checkmark, so that means we did it right. And to see the defaults, just run that command. Okay. Right. And to exit, we just do Control C. Okay. And finally, there's one more command here that we have to run. Nope. 1 second. And we have to click Y here. Enter paraphrase. Okay, so we just have to leave it empty, it says. Cool. Right. And finally, after that, it says we should get this generating thing in a minute. Cool. Okay. So just say we can just click exit here if we wanted to end it, if we want to close the connection. So once that's all done, there's another test your knowledge thing. So I believe. Right. So it says through which of the following ways you create a VM instance? Cloud console. I have no idea. Okay, it's both of them. Cool. So now that we've ended it, I think we can now click End Lab here, and it now should give us a. I think that is it, right? Yeah, we got a check mark on it. Cool. Okay. That took a lot longer than expected. I'm sorry. um, Mustafa, do I have to do another one or is that it?
No, and that was perfect.
Yeah,
So
I was looking through the
yeah,
video and it was like I didn't feel like copy pasting, so I'm sorry. I hope you don't
yeah,
mind.
no worries. Anyways, so you all saw, right, how complicated it can be if you take your time and do stepwise. So if you want to do it, you can definitely take this route and complete the labs this way, but it will take a lot of time, lot more than 1 month actually. So what we recommend is we have sent you the link in the group chat, right? So that link has the YouTube links, tutorials for all these labs. So this lab took us approximately 15 minutes to solve, right? If you follow that YouTube link, it will take you hardly 2 minutes to complete this lab because that link has the entire code all together. So you just have to paste one or two codes and then the lab will be done. So we recommend you complete the course, all the labs. There are 15 courses, around 63 labs. So if you complete all the labs once, you will have a lot of credits left. So with that credits, if you want to revisit the labs, if you want to learn it again step by step, you can go back to these labs and learn it. And if not these labs, you can go to other paths which are there, which are, you can learn deep learning, machine learning, or whatever you want to learn. So that is what we recommend. Complete it using the YouTube links. Be amongst those top 80 people who completed so that you receive swags. Yeah, that is pretty much it with the tutorial which we wanted to show you all. We wanted to make sure that you all understand how these labs are supposed to be done. How do we redeem the codes and thing. If any of you have any questions, you can raise your hands and ask us anything you want to ask. It could be related to the study jams or could be anything in general. So if you have got any questions, you can raise your hands. You can type your questions in the chat box if you want to. So yeah, we will be waiting for like 5 minutes for questions. If you do not have any questions, we can wrap up the meeting. Vaishnavi and Kaveri, do you have questions or you forgot to lower your hands as well?